These rocky shores where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, it's these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Whenever I leave here, it hurts me so, with tears in my eyes. Oh, I hate to go. There ain't no work, and the kids need new clothes. The bills need paying, so I must go.
These rocky shores, where I call home, where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, yes, these rocky shores, it's where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they're home to me.
I think to myself, where did it all go? The life I once had on the ocean's gentle road. With tears in my eyes and my head in my hands, away from my family, I hope they understand.
That is these rocky shores, where I call home, that's where my heart longs to be. Whenever I roam, it's these rocky shores, where I long to be. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me. Yes, these rocky shores, they are home to me.
Good evening and welcome to This Week in Review. Tonight's stories include winners of the Best Decorated House, Aaron's Arm Project Update, the Lodge, Lions and Lioness host Seniors Party. These stories plus community events, BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest, the new year comes soonest, where the Atlantic first meets the New World, the oldest city in North America, the far east of the Western world. Imagine that.
Before we get to tonight's stories, we have a little business from Christmas week to take care of. The ACW and Altar Guild were busy spreading Christmas cheer on December 19th to the residents of the Calder Healthcare Centre. There was singing and dancing and a lunch was served. Santa brought gifts for the residents. The ladies were in such a Christmas mood they decided to visit the Southwest Seniors Complex. They treated the residents with singing and dancing. They also left them a treat. The Burgeo Volunteer Fire Department hosted Breakfast with Santa on Wednesday, December the 23rd. Some members of the fire department as well as some members of the Burnett's served breakfast while others prepared the food. Santa was there, of course, greeting people with his jolly attitude. Some children enjoyed their breakfast while other children took advantage of the time to whisper to Santa about some things they may have forgotten to add to their list. The students of St. John's Central I celebrated the school closing for Christmas holidays by hosting a concert. A number of students and one of their teachers entertained the student body with a variety of music. We have some very talented young people in our town. The concert was a great way to end off the school year for 1998. On Monday, December the 28th, the Lions held a pub night for the residents and visitors of the Southwest Seniors Complex. Local musicians Owen Marsden, Albert Ricketts, George Sutton and John Warren played some favorite tunes for the residents to dance to. The Lions served finger foods and refreshments. Lion Jim Marsden and Eli Rose enjoyed a Newfie jig. Two mummers paid the residents a visit. One thing was for certain, everyone had a great time, and the residents would like to thank the Lions for coming. Stay with us for more of This Week in Review, coming up in just a moment.
Come for a good time and we'll sweep you off your feet with jigs and reels and festivals and the world's most friendly folk. Dance your cares away at the Telegrew Soiree. Imagine that.
On Thursday, December the 31st, members of the Lions Boy-Girl Committee went around town to judge for the best decorated house. It was a very difficult task. We took our cameras along to get some pictures of the winners.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to present certificates with a small token, a check for the 3 best decorated houses. It was our judging this year. So I'm going to start with the 3rd place, goes to Mr. Alan Marsden. On behalf of the Lions Club, sir, I'd like to present that to you.
Thank you, Guy.
Thank you. 2nd place goes to Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Lushman. There you go, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
First place goes to Mr. and Mrs. Max Pink. They send their daughters instead. There you go, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you. But don't spend all that in one place. Thank you, dear. I'd like to thank everyone in Burgeo for lighting up for Christmas and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
On Thursday, January the 7th, we took our cameras to the Aaron's Arm to see how the project was coming along. The project is scheduled to be finished on January the 28th. The workers have been busy since we spoke to them last. All the brush around the shack has been cut and is being burned. Some blasting has been done, and in the spring, few loads of fill will be dumped here to level off the area for canoe and boat storage. The road leading down to the wharf will be made wider in the spring as well. As you can see, the new wharf has been completed. One group of workers are busy making a skidoo trail leading to the broad mish wider. For the last 3 weeks of work, they will be clearing brush along the sides of the road in as far as Long Pond. This will make a better skidoo trail for the skidooers. The workers informed me that the weather hasn't been a problem for them. They had only lost a part of a day due to the weather conditions. The LOA sponsored a Christmas party for our seniors on Saturday, January the 2nd. The guests were served a hot roast beef supper. 8 table guests included Mr. and Mrs. Davies, Mayor and Mrs. Ann, Master of the LOL Henry Youngs, oldest male senior George Ingram, oldest female senior Mary Anderson, LOBA Mr. Sheila Oxford, Master of the RBP John Young, and Reverend and Mrs. Barter. Approximately 85 seniors attended. Mr. Ingram and Mrs. Anderson were presented with gifts and cut the cake. After supper there was a card game. First prize went to Vera Baggs, second went to Nathan Rose, and Biddy Green won the third prize. Santa and Mrs. Claus visited and presented all seniors with a gift. The mummers paid a visit and enjoyed a few dances with some of our seniors. The
Come in, lovely mummers, don't bother the snow. We can wipe up the water sure after you go. Sit if you can, or on some mummer's knee. Let's see if we know who you be. There's big ones and small ones and tall ones and men. The boys dressed as women and girls dressed as men. Coats on their backs and mitts on their feet. My blessed we'll die with the heat.
On Wednesday, January the 6th, we took our cameras to the Lions and Lioness annual All Christmas Day Seniors Party. Lioness Sheila Ingram was MC for the evening. Guest speakers included Mayor Ann, Reverend Byron Barter, Reverend John Davies, 3rd Vice President Jim Marsden, and Lioness President Judy Fudge. Our seniors were served a hot roast beef supper. A card game followed the meal.
The winners of our card game is, first place, Sadie Ann with 735 points. Second place, Albert Ann with 665 points. And third place was Annie Rose with 375 points.
At approximately 10:30, the music from Clate's Disco played for a dance. Santa and Mrs. Claus paid a visit on their way back to the North Pole. Mrs. Claus was sporting a new look. They presented the seniors with a gift, and then the dance continued.
Nothing makes the old world right like music and friends.
Stay with us for Off the Rack, community events, BBS Playbill, all after this.
There's gannets and puffins, kittiwakes and murres, guillemots, petrels and owls. And you can see where the eagle has landed. Imagine that. 1,000 miles of coastline, thousands of inlets, coves, guts and bays, a land that lives by the sea. No wonder our dogs have webbed feet. Imagine that.
Off the Rack. This week as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the official opening of the Calder Healthcare Center. Let's look back to July 1994 when the weather was warmer but still a little windy.
The next item on our agenda is the unveiling of what's to my right. And I would ask that our guests of honor, Doctors Han and Mike, if they would come forward and assist me with the unveiling of this portrait.
Fold it right back over.
The BBS Playbill. Tune in on Tuesday at 7 p.m. for a rebroadcast of Pansy's Garden. Be sure to join us on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for a video titled No Second Chance, a snowmobile safety video from the Ground Search and Rescue. Join Pansy and the gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. On Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have religious revelations from the St. John's the Evangelist Church. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night.